Padres whoop up on the Giants last night, 8-1. The Dodgers surprisingly lost to the Rockies, who have lost 2-3 against them. Dodgers getting going here in 10 minutes. Padres will be going in an hour at 1:10 against San Francisco Giants. Justin Verlander will be on the mound for the Giants, while Dylan Cease will be going for the Padres. They're currently one game back on the division of the NL West, but really two, with the tiebreaker that the Dodgers own before they welcome them this weekend. RCP Block and Brick is your number one source for hardscape and masonry supplies. Their expert team helps contractors and DIYers get the job done right with the largest selection of professional grade products in town. Family owned and trusted since 1947. Start your project today with RCP Block and Brick.
Welcome to the Fletch Zone.
I'm Ben Fletcher. That's Sammy Long.
And we have a Sin City situation as the guys are live from Las Vegas. Yep, we get long shots just feet away from placing wagers. Plus, it's Vegas.
I got $300, but I'm only betting with 100. I can't afford any more than that.
Who knows what will happen?
I won a couple grand in Vegas.
Now live from CIRCA Las Vegas, it's the Fletch Zone.
Yeah, welcome in, everybody. Happy Thursday. It is the Fletch Zone live from CIRCA Las Vegas. Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long with you till 2 o'clock. John and Jim will take over then. And do we have a busy day ahead of us, both on and off the air, Sammy Long? It's been great here at CIRCA so far. We're here talking about CIRCA Millions and CIRCA Survivor. 15 million guaranteed to the winners of CIRCA Survivor. 6 million guaranteed to the winners of CIRCA Millions. Sammy's going to tell you all about what that is in just a little bit. But we are here. Sammy is next to me, which means Marshall's on the board. But Sammy, what's going on? How's the first 24 hours in Vegas been?
It's been good. We are, fair warning, down $200.
Sammy is.
But okay, well, let's get into that, because we're playing craps last night at like 10:30, 11 here at CIRCA. Great casino floor. I mean, why would you want to be anywhere else? This is heaven on earth. And we're on a little bit of a heater. Fletch is rolling for like 10 minutes. I end up rolling for like 15, and we're making some money. We're feeling good. And then we put too many numbers down.
Mm-hmm.
And your boy Brian went for a minute. And then the other end of the table, this is something that's been driving me crazy the last 24 hours. They don't know how to throw a die.
Of course not. Because how could you possibly throw a dice wrong?
Because they're just, for those on the stream, they're just tossing it. And anyone who's ever played craps before knows you have to shake it in your hand. Maybe you blow on it. Maybe you give it a kiss. Whatever you want to do. Maybe you're superstitious and you throw it off the back of the table. And then we went on a losing streak. So unfortunately, we are down $200, Fletch, but we are getting it back tonight.
So we were both down, actually, for a little bit. And all Sammy was talking about this whole time was he was like, oh, slots are so dumb. Slots are so stupid. Well, I was down to about $20 of the money I brought to gamble last night on night one, which wasn't much. It was about $200, and we lost a bunch on craps. I go over, put my last $20 into a pinball slot machine, and 2 spins later, I'm back up $150.
You made $400.
I did.
On a slot machine.
On a pinball slot machine.
On some random slot in the middle. Like, that's crazy. I was at the cashier getting my $20 thing from the poker at the bar that you do to get free drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and then he's bragging to Brian and I, who are sitting there with like zero money in our bank, about how he won 400. So,
and then my buddy Brian got hot on the roulette table. So actually, it's been a great Vegas trip. We're all up.
I am not up. I had to go reset this morning, hit the fitness center. Then we went to the pool for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, Sammy did work out in Las Vegas. What are we doing,
dude?
This
is the difference between being single and married. You went and had pancakes this morning. I had to go lock in for the pool.
Some great pancakes, by the way. A spot that's 2 or 3 blocks away.
I'm sure they were.
By the way, CIRCA Resort, it's awesome here, man. If you haven't been, check it out. I put up an Instagram story yesterday at Fletch Sports. You can see it there, of the sports book here, which is heaven. I think if you're a sports fan, the sports book at CIRCA Las Vegas, you could just sit there all day long. And I intend to do that for a few hours because we got a couple parlays cooked up that we'll get to in a little bit.
They have a live stream going all day. Sorry to interrupt. They have a live stream going all day on a network.
Yeah.
In studio.
But listen to us, watch us. Don't
don't go there
for now. Later
after 2 o'clock.
Once you get sick of hearing Jim talk, maybe you can go over there. But it's awesome, man. Literally the biggest wall of a TV you've ever seen in your life is the sportsbook inside. We're gonna go check out the outside pool a little bit later. We're having a blast. Don't worry about us. We're doing just fine out here in beautiful Sin City. Big Marsh on the mic. How you doing back there in San Diego?
Oh, it's a great day to have a great day in America's finest city.
It is a great day to have a great day.
That's the kind of attitude. I need Marshall out here for my gambling sidekick tonight.
By the way, Big Marshall on the mic is like in a reality TV show that's premiering this week.
On Saturday.
Yeah. You don't even know this, Sammy.
No,
His Marshall's face was on a billboard in Times Square a week ago.
Yes.
Marshall, hold on.
What's the name of the show, Marsh?
Diamonds in the Sand. It's going to be on Sean Merriman's Lights Out Sports TV network, globally released Saturday.
Well, we're being graced with a celebrity here. I didn't know this. You didn't mention this before the show. So what's the deal? So
it's telling the story about San Diego football. The first episode is touching on a little bit of the history about the 4 Heisman winners, and then it's kind of a reality show following some coaches and some players throughout the season for youth Pop Warner football. For
Big Marsh is Liev Schreiber of Hard Knocks. He's the narrator.
Yeah.
He's doing the this week on Diamonds in the Sand.
Dude, yep. Marshall, dude, I can't wait to tune in. I will be watching.
I think we're gonna have a guest on our show next week about the TV show. Can't wait for it. Marsh, let's get to the big 3 right now because we're gonna hit Padres coming up in about 10 minutes. Coach Kentera is coming on the show at 12:30 today, so set your calendars, getting you ready for Padres Giants game 4. We'll get to Padres Giants game 3 coming up in a little bit, but Marsh, if you will, please smash that button.
Your lunch break is here. Ready to go back to the office and knock the socks off your friends? Coworkers? It's time for the top stories of the day. The Big 3.
If you would like to watch the show, a couple ways for you to do it. On X at Fletch and Sammy. You can find us there at Fletch and Sammy. And then on YouTube at San Diego Sports 760. That one stays live from noon all the way to 6. John and Jim take it over right after we get off the air. This is the Big 3. Sammy Long takes us to the top stories in the world of sports. We'll get to the Padres in a little bit, but Sammy, where are we starting?
We're heading to Washington, D.C.
I like it.
Terry McLaurin, star wide receiver, wanting $33 to $34 million per year. Commanders not going to give it to him. A lot of that's based on that it's a 4-year contract, and he is about to turn age of 30. But Dan Quinn today was asked again, and he said, quote, "We are not going to play Where's Waldo with Terry McLaurin." Reaction to this situation seemingly kind of blowing up in their faces.
What was the number once again? Was it the
number for what?
Annual value of the contract?
Oh, $33 to $34 million.
All right. So that puts him directly behind Justin Jefferson. It puts him even with CD Lamb. So Terry McLaurin wants to be paid at the top of the league. Jamar Chase has the most, 40.2 annual dollars. Justin Jefferson, 35. CD Lamb, 34. So Terry McLaurin, he is saying that he wants to be the fourth highest paid player at the wide receiver position in all of football. I watched Terry McLaurin last year. Very, very good wide receiver. I think he's critical for the development of Jaden Daniels. I don't know that he's the 4th best wide receiver in football, and I think Terry McLaurin might need to come to grips with that. I think that Washington needs to pay him, and they probably need to overpay him. 34, giving him CD money, feels like too much. Washington might be right on this one. I like his number around 30.
That's how it works.
But 30 is Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yes,
and I think that's comparable.
But if we're going off how many quarterbacks are paid above Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson? There's literally Mahomes the 12th highest paid quarterback, so you're resetting the market. Terry McLaurin on talent alone is a top 5 receiver. I understand the Washington hesitation that he is about to be 30 years old.
He's a top 10 receiver. I don't know if I'm ready to go top 5.
I mean, did we see what he did against the Lions?
He's awesome.
And they have no help in that offense. It's Jaden Daniels and him. And they're about to cut Brian Robinson Jr. So you're already losing a running back who was able to take a lot off Jaden Daniels' plate. You don't want Jaden Daniels out there rushing, even though he can do that very well because he could get injured. We've seen that with Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. You want to find a running back that can take that off their plate. And I get it, but he's on a rookie contract. So maybe you can't jack up the value, give him 36 for 2 years while he's still in his prime. It feels like a massive mistake to not be giving this guy a contract when you're a team that's on the uptick, a team that is pretty wide open in the NFC behind the Eagles. There's a lot of teams you could take a look at. You take a look at the Lions, the Rams, the Niners, the Packers, but the Commanders are squarely in that discussion. They were in the NFC Championship game last year. It just feels like a mistake to not be trusting your star quarterback.
I like Terry McLaurin a lot at 30 to 32. I like him less at 34 to 35.
That's fair. All right, let's head to golf. Tour Championship getting going today. Scotty Scheffler open as the favorite at plus 150. Rory McIlroy came in at plus 850 as the second favorite. Who has the most pressure to win the Tour Championship today?
Well, in this room, it's Rory McIlroy because Sammy's got a little sprinkle on Rory. He needs
50,
that.
I need 50 on my boy Rory.
What's he at? Plus 950? Was that what he was?
I'm going to get paid out about 462 if he hits.
Okay, in reality, I think Scotty has a ton of pressure on him, right? It's pressure to keep that going. People are starting to put Scotty Scheffler in the Tiger Woods conversation, which I still say is way, way too early, especially because the competition around Scotty Scheffler might not be as much as the competition around Tiger Woods, who is playing with all the best players in the world. Scotty is not playing with all the best players in the world. But if you're looking past Scotty Scheffler, Rory has a ton of pressure on him to kind of reclaim that top of the league. type. Justin Thomas, who's actually in the lead right now, didn't have pressure coming in. But now that he's played a really nice first round, JT has that pressure put back on him because JT is that guy. He was, at least. And if we could see him back competing regularly, that's great for the game of golf. And Justin Thomas needs that pressure back on him right now because it feels like he's almost gotten a little lazy over the last couple of years.
I'm going to go, obviously Rory's the easy answer, but he did win a Masters earlier this year. Like, Rory is the guy that you can put.
Yeah, but you're just going to take your foot off the gas after that?
Well, no, that's what I'm getting to, is that he is the second favorite. And he is a guy that he's not Scotty Scheffler right now, but he has the ability to play like a Scotty Scheffler. So you look at Rory there. But I'm going to go with the grouping. Your Tommy Fleetwood, your J.J. Spahns, your guys like that. We've seen over the last little bit, even though Scotty Scheffler's been dominating, Scotty Scheffler has been the world's number one golfer. It hasn't been close. We have seen J.J. Spahn win. Tommy Fleetwood has had as many top 10, top 5, top 3 finishes as anyone. He can't come through at the end. It feels like, are we going to just see Scotty run through everybody, or are we going to have someone else step up? Because J.J. Spahn is a major champion. Tommy Fleetwood feels like he's getting close. You have Rory there. Is someone going to be able to challenge this guy? Or, to your point, I agree that it's too premature to put Scotty in the Tiger conversation, but is he just going to run through everyone? And that's what's going to be the narrative of golf for the next, 5 years to 10 years, is can he catch Tiger? So we'll see if anyone can step up in that regard.
We got time for one more.
All right, let's head back to the NFL. Shador confirmed likely to play against the LA Rams. This will be after Flacco and Pickett. Should the Browns trade either Dylan Gabriel or Shador Sanders if the right offer came along?
So as of right now, the options are either trade one of those guys, trade Kenny Pickett, or go into the season with all 4 people on your team. And that just seems kind of crazy to me. There's no team in the NFL that's going to have 4 quarterbacks on their roster outside of the Cleveland Browns. There's a little indecision going on here. And I don't know if it's infighting in the Browns front office, because it seems like ownership wanted one thing when it came to the draft and GM wanted something else. And I think the GM wanted Dylan Gabriel. So if that's the case, Dylan Gabriel should probably get the first crack at things, right? See if the GM was right, see if the GM was wrong, and Andrew Berry might be out of a job by the end of this season. The Shador Sanders thing is great for us, Sammy. It's great for the media. Excuse me. It's great for the people who consume the NFL. But is Shador Sanders actually going to be good for the Browns? Well, they got to figure that out. I don't think you trade either of those 2 guys. You just drafted them. I would seriously consider trying to trade or even cutting Kenny Pickett. It just seems kind of crazy to go into the season with 4 quarterbacks. You're making your job harder.
We've been talking about this for a while now. It's like the 4 quarterback thing is insane. That makes 0 sense to me. You're already a team that's devoid of talent in a lot of spots. So the fact that you're going to keep 4 quarterbacks on your roster, which they are considering, per Kevin Stefanski, is insane to me. If you really want to see these guys play, if the narrative behind I'm going to keep 4 quarterbacks because we have a young player in Dylan Gabriel, Shador Sanders, and hell, even Kenny Pickett, then why is Joe Flacco starting? It makes no sense to me. Joe, I get the first 6 weeks are tough. They don't want to have one of these guys get crushed. But if the narrative is we want to see how these guys play, why are you wasting a fourth of your season?
Because we only see it on Sundays. They see it every day.
Right, but it's like, again, this team is going to be picking at the top of the draft next year. They are going to finish 4th in that division. They're clearly behind the Bengals and the Ravens and Steelers. So if the narrative is that, if you really are going to go with Joe Flacco, then yeah, trade one of these guys, if you're Gabriel or Shador. They drafted Dylan Gabriel before him, so you've got to feel like he's going to get the first crack at it above Shador, or he at least should, even though Shador probably has the much higher upside, even just from a college football perspective. So, I don't get the 4 quarterback thing. I don't think they should be starting Joe Flacco, but we'll see what they got in these guys and what they're able to do.
We are here at CIRCA Las Vegas, a beautiful, beautiful resort just on Fremont Street here in old Las Vegas. And I'm having the time of my life, man. I love this town.
Yeah.
I always have. CIRCA is an incredible, incredible resort. I think Fremont Street oftentimes gets a little narrative about it. I love Fremont Street.
Fremont Street's the best.
I love it, but this place is awesome. Super, super nice everywhere. Our rooms are great. You got to check it out this football season. I'm already planning a trip back with some of my buddies for the Aztecs bye week because Niners are on Sunday Night Football. So a bunch of us are going to make our way out here to CIRCA. So come on out, and it's great. CIRCA Survivor, CIRCA Million. Sammy's going to tell you about it in a little bit. We're going to take our first break of the day. When we come back, let's get into yesterday's game for the Padres because something happened yesterday that's only happened one other time this season, and it wasn't in Colorado. We'll tell you about it coming up next at San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app.
We are in Sin City. Live on San Diego Sports 760 from CIRCA Las Vegas as the Fletch Zone continues.
Yeah, it's San Diego Sports 760. Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long with you till 2 o'clock. We are from Las Vegas for the next 2 days. We got in yesterday around 5 o'clock and been having fun ever since, man. CIRCA has been treating us right. Get on out to CIRCA if you haven't been here yet. It is the sports fan paradise. The sports book here, indoor and outdoor, are absolutely incredible. It's worth the price of admission just to see those. Sammy and I will be here today and tomorrow. We will be going directly to the sports book immediately after this show, Sammy, because we'll have to watch this Padres Giants game 4 of the series, because we both have a little sprinkle on it.
Yes, we do.
As we're getting ready.
Do you want to read everyone your betting ticket right now?
Sure. I got Brewers Cubs.
The under, right?
Under 6.5 runs scored. I think it's 2-0 right now. Don't want to get too cocky.
You need Shota to come through for you?
I do. Shota Imanaga pitching well so far. I got the Dodgers winning money line, which felt gross, by the way, putting that in, but I wanted to set up an awesome weekend this weekend. And then Padres and Giants today. I got Padres money line. $50 to win 230.
Okay, I like that. I stayed away from the parlays because that's going to be tonight. I need the Boston Red Sox to come through. Only time I've ever said I'm rooting for Boston in my life, but I need them to beat the Yankees today.
It does feel gross putting money on the Dodgers. Can I be honest? Like, I felt sick doing that.
It's a parlay though. You got to boost odds.
I know. That's really all I was thinking.
They're up 2-0 right now.
I know, and I don't even want this to win now. I just want to be gross and go eat a tub of ice cream or something. All right, speaking of the Padres, yesterday they hit 4 home runs. Manny had a home run, Gavin Sheets had 2 home runs, and Ryan O'Hearn had a home run. 4 home runs for the Padres in one game is a big deal this year, man. It feels like the only time they've done that all year is against Colorado in Colorado, where I don't even count that as a real ballpark because balls are just flying out of there like crazy. But if this Padres team between now and October can add power to their arsenal of weapons, it's a totally different ballgame, man. It's like you feel like they've gotten this far, 15 games over 500, really with power being an afterthought. I saw a stat yesterday that Kyle Schwarber, who I believe hit number 47 last night, Manny, Merrill, and Fernando have combined for 46 home runs, 47 after Manny's yesterday. So it's like the Padres have not had power, even from the guys who supply power on this team. And so if they can add it between now and then, it makes up a little bit for the starting pitching woes that we've seen recently.
Totally, but they're going to need it. They're going to need to jump on teams because the way that this team is built at the deadline was you need to get leads. And if you're what we've seen against the Dodgers series, earlier this week against the Padres series, was they were always playing from behind. So you have this weird thing of, do you burn all the high-end arms? Is the game close enough? Do you put in some of your David Morgans, your Yuki Matsui's? Like, where do you go with that whole thing? Yes, power changes a lot, but again, and then, I mean, yesterday, Dodgers lose. The Dodgers have lost 2 or 3 against the Rockies. The Dodgers are a weird team because it feels like they step up when they play the Padres, when they play the Blue Jays, not the Brewers. The Brewers they got swept by. But when they've stepped up in competition, they played well, and they just lack all like the Rockies should be a sweep, be a 4-game sweep, and they've lost 2 or 3. So the Padres.
Yeah, if you're on our sister station AM 570, you're looking at this as like end times for the Dodgers.
Well, yeah. Well, it's interesting how it's setting up just like it did last week.
Right
now, the Dodgers have a tiebreaker. They're 1 game up, but they're really 2 games up with the tiebreaker. But the Dodgers are reeling a little bit in terms of, let's just say, let's not jinx it, but if the Padres are able to win today, and the Dodgers are up 2-0 right now, and that you'll be going in a game back with a weekend against in San Diego. But can you take advantage of it? Because last week it was the same thing. Dodgers got swept by the Angels. This team looks awful. No bullpen, Max Muncy out, and we all know what happened. The Padres put up an absolute stinker over the weekend. Can they change things in San Diego? You're not going to have that tiebreaker, but if you want any shot of winning this division, you are going to have to take at least 2 or 3 over the weekend or try to get a sweep. And we'll see if they can get the power against a team of better opposition, but it was encouraging last night to see that.
I mean, Gavin Sheets, couple home runs. They were both bombs, too. Manny Machado, good to see him get off the schneid a little bit. Feels like he hasn't had an RBI in forever until this Giants series, and then getting a home run, too. Maybe Manny's about to go on one of his little stretches. Can we just get Fernando Tatis hitting something more than just a ground ball base hit? Can we get Fernando Tatis taking something over the fence outside of that defensive play he made yesterday?
That was unreal.
Sammy and I were sitting in the sports book, and I think 5 different screens had it on at the same time. Fernando robbing that home run last night. Cool to see.
That also goes back to the getting out early.
Yeah,
it's like we've seen, even like take the Dodgers series. You had Ramon Laureano, who was really coming through clutch, but the top of the lineup was dreadful.
Right.
So you're letting teams get an opportunity to get ahead, again, this team is built. If you have a nasty bullpen, which the Padres do, and considering the starting pitching is not relied upon right now, we're going to see how Dylan Cease pitches today, looking for a bounce back. Because people forget, before that awful Dodgers start on Saturday, he had 3 nice performances. I believe he had 9 strikeouts twice in a row, and then 8. So Cease was really kind of putting it together. You felt like that's why that Saturday performance was so odd, but he couldn't even find the strike zone. But he has had struggles against the Dodgers. So we'll see if that can get improved, the starting pitching. But it was nice to see the bats come alive last night.
Now, here's the good thing about this weekend. So last weekend was in L.A., and I'll be honest, I was a little disappointed in the L.A. crowd. I thought it would be bigger. I thought it would have a better atmosphere in terms of these two teams battling it out for the top of the NL West. You would think that maybe Dodger fans would show up as if it was a playoff series. They really didn't. It was kind of a flaccid crowd for the most part. That will not be the case in San Diego. I would imagine a lot of Dodger fans are coming down. Padre fans, on Tuesday nights they pack that thing. The weekends are even crazier. There's going to be 45 to 50,000 people going nuts in the Gaslamp area. This is going to be our first look at a truly playoff atmosphere. And with the division kind of in flux, that's a good thing. And hopefully the Padres can step up to the plate. All right, coming up in 5 minutes, the coach, Kentera, coming on the show. We will preview that Padres-Dodgers series. We'll get into Game 4 between the Giants and the Padres and get his thoughts on Fernando Tatis Jr. Is there light at the end of the tunnel? Text line is filling up with people saying as soon as Nando got off roids, he's not good anymore. I don't know if that's the case. Special is still in this kid. He's just got to unlock it. We'll see if Coach has any suggestions. That is coming up next. And if you want to text the show, 70470, start your message with team. Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long, live from Vegas. Coach Kentera joining the show coming up next at San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Dodgers are currently up 2-1 on the Rockies in the bottom of the first inning. The Padres will be going here in about 40 minutes against the Giants for the last game of the 4-game set after they won 8-1 last night. Dylan Cease will be going for the Pods, while Justin Verlander will be going for San Francisco. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com. That's progressive.com.
We're live from Circa Las Vegas on San Diego Sports 760. Now let's get back to the Flex Zone.
And San Diego Sports 760, Ben, Fletcher, Sammy Long with you till 2 o'clock today. John and Jim will take over. Then at the beautiful Circa Las Vegas, man, we are having some fun out at Old Town Las Vegas on Fremont Street. Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long with you. Coach Kentera joining us from back in San Diego. Coach, how the heck are you? It's great to hear from you, my friend.
Doing well, Fletch. You mentioned Fremont Street. I remember one year during the Final Four, it was the Saturday semifinals game. I did a show right on Fremont Street, and every hour, at the top of the hour, I'd have to take an extended break because they'd shoot off fireworks.
No fireworks. However, on Fremont Street last night, taking that walk, plenty of visuals for you to look at. There was a guy dressed up in a full gorilla costume that was about 9 feet tall, dancing around. It's a fun spot, Coach. Wish you were out here with us. But you're back in San Diego, holding down the fort, because these Padres, man, they're making us feel nervous over the last week. But yesterday, how nice was it to see some power come back into the bats of the San Diego Padres?
Well, they let O'Hearn and Gavin Sheets out of the witness protection program the last couple of days, and those guys are swinging the bat pretty doggone good. They're playing inspired baseball. Of course, Sheets right now having the best offensive year of his entire career, and Ryan O'Hearn, you know, he is saying all the right things. He appears to and seems to be just an outstanding guy. I mean, he's a veteran, been around a long time, but you know, I imagine when he figured he got traded from Baltimore to San Diego, he'd probably be in there pretty much every day, and that hasn't necessarily been the case. Now he's gotten a couple of starts in back-to-back days, and you know, he's obviously got the job done. But again, he wants to show what he can do because he's a walk-away free agent at the end of the year.
Coach, what do you make of the starting rotation over the last week? Do you think that that's just kind of a fluke over the weekend against the Dodgers in the beginning of the week, or do you think that that's a problem going forward?
Well, I think it's a problem going forward. I mean, you know, Dylan Cease throwing today against Verlander, and Verlander's record's 1-9. He's had a miserable year, but over his last 4 starts, he's pitched very well. I mean, you don't know from one day to the next, Sammy, what Dylan Cease is going to bring to the table. You know, I keep saying he's got some of the best stuff out there, but he always seems to have that one bad inning. He'll come out and he'll strike out a bunch of guys, but at the end of the day, he's given up 3 or 4 earned runs in 5 innings. He's got an elevated pitch count, and they got to go to the bullpen. They got a great shot in the arm last night with J.P. Sears, who I think, quite frankly, probably has below average major league stuff. But last night, I thought he did a heck of a job. He gave him length. I saw a little bit different pitcher than I saw in his first start with the Padres when he was trying to pitch with that fastball up in the zone. That's not going to work. Last night, he commanded his fastball much better, did a good job of changing speeds. In fact, there were a couple of pitches early in the ball game I thought he threw with great sink to him and kind of fooled the home plate umpire. He kind of got lockjaw and couldn't call a strike. And in one case, it kind of hurt him because the hitter ended up walking on the following pitch. But last night was big. You know, Darvish, you really don't know what you're getting out of him right now. You know, you're hoping to get King. King's scheduled to throw a bullpen. I think today he was going to throw a bullpen. He's supposed to throw a simulated game on Monday. So, you know, he can come off the IL on Tuesday. I think we're probably looking at a week from tomorrow in Minnesota. If everything goes well with that inflammation in his knee and there's no setbacks with that shoulder, Michael King ought to make a start in Minnesota next week.
Coach, let's talk about Fernando Tatis Jr., who Padre fans are getting a little fed up with the fact that he is walking more, which you could see that as a positive, but it's almost like he's the game-breaking ability that he has seemed to have left the building for a little bit. What do you think Fernando needs to do to bring that back? And is it achievable here over the next couple months before October?
Well, yeah, I think it is. I mean, he's just kind of another guy right now, to be honest with you. I mean, he's got 25 stolen bases. He's playing a great right field. He robbed Devers of a home run last night. But, you look at his offensive numbers, got 17 home runs. He's got 4 homers since May 28th. He got some doubles, but he's not the impact player that the Padres signed. And they're not paying him to walk. They're paying him to drive the ball out of the ballpark. Let's not forget. A few years back, this guy hit 42 home runs and led the National League, okay? And all of a sudden, he's got a power outage. And I heard Victor Rodriguez try to, in a way, kind of cover for Fernando. And I understand what he was saying. He's trying to get the ball deeper so he won't get fooled on a lot of breaking pitches. But, one of the things about Fernando, I think, if you watch, he does have a tendency to get out there a little bit too quick. He's trying to stay back, but he's also kind of lost his aggressiveness. And I think a hitter and, the guys that are the sabermetrics guy, they always want guys to work the count. Well, you know what? Not every hitter can work the count. There are a lot of hitters, when they get 2 strikes on them, they have to start heading to the dugout because they have no 2-strike approach. And there's 2 types of hitters for me. Aggressively passive hitters where you're ready to roll on every pitch, and then you got the passive aggressive hitters. And once upon a time, and that's not really the philosophy now in the organization, but once upon a time, there was a philosophy where I thought it was more of a passive aggressive approach, and they were looking to walk rather than do damage. And I think with a guy, Fernando, I don't care if he's hitting leadoff or he's hitting, a second or fourth or wherever the hell you put him in the lineup, you're paying that guy to hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Coach, I know you follow, all of baseball. You're our go-to guy. So the Dodgers surprisingly lost 2 of 3 to the Rockies. They're actually playing right now up 2-1. What do you make of the Dodgers' kind of inconsistency? Like against really good against San Diego and then really bad against Colorado.
Well, I think the Dodgers have played. Sammy, I think they've played this season like a tryout camp, to be honest with you. I think they feel that, and it's hard to turn the switch on, but I think their season begins on October 1st. They know they're going to be in the playoffs. They've known that pretty much since spring training, I think. They've had so many injuries. I mean, they've got 7 guys out right now. I mean, from Tommy Edman, who I don't think has been healthy really all year. He's trying to get that ankle healthy. You had a setback with Max Muncy, who came off the IL and was just absolutely hammering the baseball. He went down with an oblique when they were hitting in the batting cage last week in Anaheim. And then Kike Hernandez, who's a tremendous role player and especially a postseason player. His game really elevates to the postseason. And you got 4 relievers. You got Kopech, you got Tanner Scott, you got Kirby Yates, and you got Brock Stewart, who they just acquired from Minnesota. So they've got some the infantry's coming, okay? They may get a couple guys back this weekend against the Padres, but, they're doing what they need to do now. Ohtani is out today. Ohtani took a shot in the thigh last night, but he was scheduled to be off anyways. I haven't really gotten a report yet on how he's feeling today. I do expect him to be in the lineup tomorrow night against the Padres, but he was scheduled an off day. They gave Mookie Betts an off day yesterday. He's leading off today. He walked, and then Freeman hit that first pitch home run today. So the Dodgers, they'll try to get out of Colorado. They're not playing well. They got a guy playing third base right now, Buddy Kennedy. I think he's got one more hit that you, me, and Fletch all combined in a Dodger uniform right now. And they've had to play a lot of different people this year. They've DFA'd a lot of guys. Guys have come in for a short period of time. Their bullpen's been overworked, and quite frankly, they got a real problem in left field. Conforto, hasn't hit at all. And the other problem they got is their defense has not been good. Teoscar Hernandez out in right field, he's having a miserable year, and they really probably are going to, at some point in time, have to move him back to left field because he is really struggling in right field right now.
Coach Kentera joining us today on San Diego Sports 760. It is the Fletch Zone. Ben Fletcher and Sammy Long with you live from CIRCA, Las Vegas, out on Fremont Street here in Las Vegas for the next couple of days. Coach, when you look at the Padres, it's interesting when you see them play like yesterday. They're at home. It's playing against the Giants. You felt like there was a confidence about the team, especially once the home run started flying. But you see them play against the Dodgers last week, and that confidence is gone. Whether it's the starting pitching or guys at the plate, it looks like 2 separate teams. What do you think the problem is with the stark difference in just the personality of the club when they step up and play the Dodgers? Is it all mental?
Well, I think a lot of it's mental. But I'll tell you the first thing that has to, I think Manny Machado's got to start playing well against the Dodgers. I mean, he's been miserable against them. I mean, I was looking at his numbers up this morning, and so far this year against the Dodgers, he's 9 for 41. He's hitting 220 with a 267 on base percentage. And last week, Fletch in that series up there at Dodger Stadium was 1 for 12. His only hit was a swinging bunt up the third baseline that Alex Freeland, the young third baseman, came in and bobbled and then dribbled it, and they gave Machado a hit, which, well, it was a hit, but that was his only hit. He did absolutely no damage. He struck out 4 times. And you know what really bothered me about Machado? He's supposed to be the leader, okay? They always say he's the leader of the ball club. I mean, I watch the Padres a lot. I watch the Dodgers a lot. And I watch these post-game shows. I like to see how people deal with the media. And we were talking earlier about the Dodgers. And, you know, they got some good guys on that ball club. I mean, Mookie Betts is a high-character guy who's having a miserable year, worst year of his career. But after every game, no matter he goes 0 for 4, 0 for 5, or 2 for 4, he talks to the media. The other day in L.A., Machado basically walked right by the media and said, I'm out today, boys. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Hey, if you're the leader of the ball club, no matter how bad you played or your team played, you got to be at your cubicle and you got to answer the questions. And that was a little disappointing to me.
So I was actually just going to ask that. So what does that say? Like, is Manny Machado the leader of this team? Like, I mean, because we've killed Xander Bogaerts, but Xander Bogaerts, to his credit, does go up there even in his rough patches and answers all the media. What does that say for Manny Machado not talking to the media?
Well, it tells me a couple of things. It tells me he's a little bit of a front runner, number one. And number two, he's going to be there smiling when he has a big night. And you may have to try to track him down in the shower room to see if he's going to come out and talk. I mean, Trevor Hoffman. I remember Trevor Hoffman when he got beat up in that 163rd game against Colorado years ago at Coors Field. Had a rough night, a real rough night at the end of the season. Man, he answered every last question. And, I don't know if the ball club talks to their players about accountability, but that was a little disappointing. And then I talked to some people that were there, and they said, yeah, he basically just said, hey, I'm out of here today, boys. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Well, tomorrow it's too late. Okay, all those guys, when they're writing on an afternoon game, they're on deadline. Nighttime, you don't get much in past deadline now. It all goes on the internet, but you got a lot of guys down there trying to do their job, and they want to talk to the star of the Padres and the leader of the Padres, and the Padre star is on his way to the bus, probably sulking because he was 0 for 5 and 1 for 12, and that's disappointing to me.
Coach, we really appreciate your time. You got any quick advice for us for Las Vegas? This is night 2 here. Sammy's down a little bit of money. I'm up a little bit of money. We're looking to get way up after tonight. What's your game in Vegas?
Well, I think the game in Vegas, I played the machines more than, I'm not a card guy at all. I'd play, the different 21 on the machines. But I'll tell you this time of year, boys, stay in one spot where it's air conditioned, because if you go out and walk from one building to the next, you're going to need to go back to your hotel and take a shower.
107 degrees today, Coach. We are sweating, but it's very nice here in the CIRCA. Nice and air conditioned. Coach, appreciate your time.
Hey, Fletch, I'll tell you what, next week, hey, real quick, where are you guys going to be broadcasting next week on Thursday for the Stony Brook game?
You know what? We are going to be down, if it's the same location as last year, which I think it is, we are going to be down on the yellow lot where the pregame tailgate is going to be for the Padres. You swinging by? Or for the Aztecs? You swinging by?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be coming to the game. I'm not sure if I'll do it on the phone. Heck, if I get down there, we're doing it 1:30. I don't know if I'll be there by 1:30 to do it in the parking lot, but we'll touch base, but I want to come by and at least say hello to you when I get there.
Coach,
come on. You are a invited and welcome guest on the pregame show that J.R. Tolver and I do. We'll be there 2 hours before the game. I would love to have you on.
That's great. I was a part of all of JR's games when he was at San Diego State. I was on the broadcast. He was a great guy.
Oh, yeah. All right, Coach. Thank you for your time. We will talk to you next week.
All righty, boys. Take care.
There he goes, Coach Kentera, the best, the GOAT of San Diego Sports Talk Radio. One of them, at least. He's a great guy. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Long shots live from Las Vegas. If there was ever pressure on Sammy Long, this is the one.
I've won 2 or 3 this week. Just want to make that very clear to everyone.
Long shots next. San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. Hey, it's Fletch for Prize Picks. Preseason football is here. In fact, we got a couple games today. Steelers, Panthers, Patriots, Giants. College football is almost here. Games coming up this weekend. Don't miss out on any of the action on Prize Picks. Download the app today. Use promo code Fletch to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks is my favorite daily fantasy sports app on the planet. Try them all. Prize Picks is the one I've stuck with. Been with them since November of 2023. I've met a ton of the people in the company, and let me tell you, they have as much fun running the company as I have playing their app. It's the best, man, and you could be in it too. Download the app today. Use promo code Fletch, Fletch, and when you play your first $5 lineup, you're going to get $50 in bonus lineups. Download the app today, and you can win big just by picking more than or less than on at least 2 to 6 players. You pick their stat projections, more than or less than for every game this football season. Baseball season, doesn't matter. In fact, Prize Picks is the official daily fantasy sports partner of the San Diego Padres. You might be wondering, what should I do for my first $5 lineup, Fletch? I don't know. Well, good news for you. Sammy Long is making one as we speak right next to me. He's going to deliver that in about 5 minutes. So keep listening for long shots. And in the meantime, download the Prize Picks app, use promo code Fletch, get that $50 bonus, and run your game all season long on Prize Picks.
Dateline Sin City.
We're going to Vegas, Mike.
We're at CIRCA Las Vegas.
Live on the air.
Inside the Fletch Zone.
Ooh, we We are inside the Fletch Zone, inside Circa Las Vegas. We're actually in this beautiful, massive ballroom. What's it called, Sammy? The Galaxy Ballroom?
The Galaxy. There's like 20 ballrooms in here.
Yeah, we got a bunch of different sports stations. I see Baltimore. I see Seattle. We actually met a guy from Seattle. Very, very loud.
Yeah, you can hear him actually from all the way over here.
Yeah, Sammy and I, when we pulled up, by the way, in a limo, we pulled up yesterday, Circa hooking it up. That's the first time I've ever been in a limo. But
the limo was unbelievable.
We pull up, we get here to Circa. They take us into this place where we're checking in for our rooms. And this guy from Seattle comes up to us, and my God, my eardrums, Sammy. Is that what Seattle radio is? It's just loud people screaming at you?
We're like trying to fill out the forms.
Literally, I'm doing paperwork, and all I'm hearing is this dude just like nice guy, but my God,
he's like, so what do you guys think about AJ Preller? I'm like, hey, tune in from 12 to 2. How about that?
Like, very nice guy, but my God. He's filling up the whole room. All right, this is the time of day where we do something called Long Shots, where Sammy Long builds us out a daily fantasy sports lineup that you can then watch the games, and it's like you're watching them with us. It's we're building a little community here on the Fletch Zone. So right now is the time. Big Marsh, if you will, please smash that button.
Let's see. Underdogs? Nah, that's old. Those with a less than good chance of winning? Too wordy. Wait, he's all big time now, huh? It's time for Sammy's Long Shots. Hold on. Can't talk until I say the important stuff. Long Shots is presented by CIRCA Million and CIRCA Survivor. Now, go.
Sammy, before we get into your lineup, you want to tell us a little bit about CIRCA Million and CIRCA Survivor, which we're going to be entering later today?
CIRCA Million, CIRCA Survivor. I mean, it's the greatest. I mean, like this is my problem with you do like Survivor pools with your boys. I've done this before. And then all of a sudden, someone goes, "Oh, I've already paid." No, you didn't. I know because I was tracking the payment. Or someone stiffs you on payment. This is what I got paid with CIRCA. It's all lined up, ready to go. CIRCA Survivor. You pick one game each week. You don't have to worry about the point total. You don't have to worry about the spreads. It's just a Survivor pool going on each week. You got to outlast everybody. And if that scares you off, you're like, I don't want the pressure. I'm a nervous person. I want CIRCA Million. I want to pick 5 games against the spread each week. Fletch and I are going to be doing both. We are very, very excited.
Where are we going for long shots?
Okay, so we have an all baseball parlay today. Okay. Now, part of me wants to go NFL preseason, but that can be dangerous because it's out of my control with the coaches. I mean, I don't know if they're looking at these lines and going, "Hey, Joe Milton has 142 pass yards. We're going to take him out before it hits 143." But tomorrow, make sure to tune in at 12:45. We're going to have a big time college football parlay.
I love it
for the weekend. But today,
I love it.
Today we're going with baseball. Okay. Sonny Gray, Tampa Bay, St. Louis. Most of my parlay actually revolves around a game last night. Tampa Bay and the Yankees, really good game, ended in 10. We're going to go Sonny Gray, more than 6 pitcher strikeouts again against the Tampa Bay Rays. They had to go into the 10th inning last night. Sonny Gray quietly only had 5 strikeouts when he played against the Padres, 5 against Miami, but quietly has put together 3 really nice performances. He had 8 strikeouts against the Dodgers, 7 against Chicago, and 7 against the Yankees. Those are all quality lineups. Not every one of those teams has a solid bats going their way. I think they get to Tampa Bay today. Sonny Gray, more than 6 pitcher strikeouts going for him. Now I have 2 picks from the Yankee and Boston game. So I hope you have Amazon Prime Video MLB package this one's on Fox. This one's on Fox, so everyone gets it if you just have cable. All right, we're going to go Luis Gil, 15.5 Red Demon pitching outs. Okay, more than. Again, going back to this, the Yankees had to use the pen a little bit last night. The Red Sox coming in very rested in this game, actually. They didn't have a game.
What was the number?
15.5 pitching outs.
Ooh, that's a demon.
It's a red demon.
Oh.
They're going to have to go. They went into the bullpen a little bit over that Tampa Bay series. This is going to be a fun matchup. Obviously, anytime Red Sox, Yankees get together, that's the best. So you're thinking about later on this weekend, saving the bullpen a little bit, especially coming up after an extra innings game last night. So Luis Gil, more than 15.5 pitching outs. I think they're going to get him ample opportunity against a very good Red Sox lineup. Except we're going to go to the other side now. We're going to go to Lucas Giolito, very underrated pitcher. He would be the ace of this rotation if it wasn't for Garrett Crochet having the season he is having with Boston. Hasn't had quite the strikeout numbers you'd like to see recently. He had 5 against Miami, 1 against the Padres. The Padres really got to him when he was here. 4 against Houston, 5 against Minnesota. Except I think this is a bounce back game. Lucas Giolito, more than 5 pitch of strikeouts. Again, Red Sox coming off a rest day. I think they're gonna want to let Giolito get into the later innings, save the bullpen, because this is a series that everyone wants to win. I mean, this is Padres Dodgers up in the Northeast. Yankees Red Sox is a phenomenal series. So we're gonna go Lucas Giolito, more than 5 pitch of strikeouts. Luis Gil, more than 15.5 pitching outs. Red Demon, because I think both starting pitchers are going to go ways in this matchup. In Sonny Gray for St. Louis, going against Tampa Bay, more than 6 pitcher strikeouts. Fletch, what do you think?
I think I kind of love it, Sammy Long, and we're having faith in Sammy because 2 winners already this week. Let's just keep on making that money.
That's why we're going with all pitcher strikeouts, because we've had success doing that this week.
And we're in Vegas, so you might as well do a little Red Demon. I like that a lot. All right, before we get out of here for this hour and get ready for hour number 2, I did want to mention that our teacher promotion is going on right now with iHeartRadio. We all remember that one teacher who made a difference, who believes in us, who challenged us, or who just made learning fun. Now is your chance to say thank you in a big way with iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose. Nominate an outstanding public school teacher today who's gone above and beyond for their students to win $5,000 to stock their classroom with whatever they need. Today's teacher of the day, Miss Jessica, who teaches at Rolling Hills Elementary School. People told us she always goes above and beyond for her students, current and past. She is a fun, loving person who always has a smile on her face. Congrats to Jessica. You are in the running to win $5,000 for your classroom. Nominate your favorite teacher today at iHeartRadio.com/teachers. Sammy and I are just getting started. Full another hour coming up. Padres first pitch is coming up in just a little bit, so we'll get back to the pods in about 5 minutes. Stay tuned. Hour number 2 coming up next, live from CIRCA, Las Vegas. You are listening to San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. Hey, it's Fletch for Gary Cooper at Mountain Trust Mortgage and Realty. Give Gary Cooper a call today, 858-376-1299. Look, Sammy and I are in Las Vegas right now. You know what Las Vegas has is some investment properties. If you got questions about investment properties, give Gary Cooper a call today, 858-376-1299. Visit him online at mountaintrustmortgage.com. Here's what Gary is great for. He is great to be the person to bounce ideas off of, to talk through any problems you're having in the home buying or home selling process, and Gary Cooper will offer you solutions. one thing he prides himself on is taking away the smoke and the mirrors and the shell games when it comes to mortgage companies, and why when you call 5 different companies, you get 5 different answers. Gary Cooper has this little thing that he likes to give you called his degree in loanology. I promise you, when you leave your meeting with Gary Cooper, you're going to feel like a real estate expert because he explains everything to you. That's going to make sure that he's favoring you, not favoring himself, which a lot of mortgage companies and real estate companies will do, trying to scratch extra money off of your bottom dollar. Gary Cooper promises that he will not do something like that to you. Call Gary Cooper today, 858-376-1299. Figure out why he's the best in the biz. Figure out why he's been doing it in San Diego for more than 30 years. Give my friend Gary a call today, 858-376-1299, or visit him online at mountaintrustmortgage.com and let him know that Fletch sent you.
This sports sponsored by Cal Fire. Dodgers currently up 4-1 on the Colorado Rockies right now. They currently have a 1-game lead on the division, but really 2 with that tiebreaker. Padres getting going here in just about 10 minutes. Justin Verlander will be going for the Giants, while the Padres will have Dylan Cease on the mound. Help prevent wildfire. Mow before 10 a.m. Keep vehicle chains from dragging on the ground, and never park on dry grass. Remember, one less spark means one less wildfire. Learn more at readyforwildfire.org.
Welcome to the Fletch Zone.
I'm Ben Fletcher. That's Sammy Long.
And we have a Sin City situation as the guys are live from Las Vegas. Yep, we get long shots just feet away from placing wagers. Plus, it's Vegas.
I got $300, but I'm only betting with 100. I can't afford any more than that.
Who knows what will happen?
Won a couple grand in Vegas.
Now live from CIRCA Las Vegas, it's the Fletch Zone.
Yes, indeed. It's hour number 2 here on San Diego Sports 760. Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long with you till 2 o'clock. John and Jim will take over then. We are in Las Vegas. It is a dreamy little weekend here, although very, very hot outside. Sammy and I have fixed that by just staying inside in the air conditioning.
I was at the pool today. What are you talking about?
I know. Sammy went to the gym. He went to the pool, like the opposite of what you're supposed to do in Las Vegas.
First off, everyone goes to the pool except you in Vegas.
Well, it's like 108 degrees outside. I don't know that I'm going to the pool later today, but it's too hot for that. But I did wake up and eat
too hot for the pool.
Fat stack of pancakes, and my God, were they good. I feel great right now. We need to lick some wounds after last night. If your name is Sammy Long, we'll get back to the craps table today, see what's up there.
I need better mojo at the craps table. We had some great dealers, and then we had some people come in that the vibe was not there, and I think it changed the way the die rolled in our hand. I feel like that's a real thing.
Vibes are real. Ask Jim Russell about it. He cares about vibes.
Yeah, like Jim Russell at a craps table, that's too much anger.
No.
If he lost one hand, he'd probably get thrown out of a casino.
Now, I didn't really know this about Sammy Long, but he gets very, very intense at the craps table. Like,
was I intense?
Yeah, you doubled over at one point. Your head was beneath the table almost.
Well,
you were very emotional about every toss of the die.
Well, because this is what was happening is I won a little bit. Fletch rolled for a little while. Then
big high fives all over the place. My hand was hurting.
Exactly. And then what happened was I got a little too cocky, and I started at one point I had money on almost every number. And then of course someone rolled the die, the guy at the end of the table, and I lost it all.
Yeah.
So then our vibes changed really quickly, but it's okay because we're going to get it all back tonight.
And then some, hopefully. It's going to be fun. By the way, if you are interested in making out a trip to Las Vegas, might we recommend the CIRCA Hotel? They got a special promotion going on right now through football season, or through the start of the football season. CIRCA Million, $6 million in guaranteed prizes, $1,000 to sign up. CIRCA Survivor, which is what Sammy and I are going to be doing later today. Actually, we're signing up for CIRCA Survivor. $15 million guaranteed for first place.
Fletch, for our Circus Survivor, who's our first week 1 pick?
I kind of like Cardinals. We were talking about this yesterday.
Cardinals, Saints.
I don't know when I'm going to feel comfortable picking the Cardinals again, so I kind of like Cardinals.
Right, because the thing with Circus Survivor, it's a survivor pool, so you don't want to pick your Eagles, your Chiefs, your Bills, you don't want to. You want to burn those teams later in the year.
While you're worried about that, it's weird. I'm worried about becoming a millionaire and what that's going to do to me.
Okay, the week 1 is a step to becoming a millionaire.
Yes.
And we got to think long term.
Imagine if week 1 we're the only people that pick the Cardinals and everyone else loses.
Shout out to Arizona.
Millionaires right away. That'd be great. I'd move to Arizona. I'd say thank you. I love you.
I've done that. If you can't handle Vegas heat, you don't want to be anywhere near Arizona.
You're absolutely right. My father-in-law lives in Arizona, and we go out there once or twice a year, and my God, if you don't time that right, you are in for a miserable situation. All right, it is San Diego Sports 760. We're going to get to not long shots, the big 3 in just a couple minutes here. But right now, the Padres are getting ready for Game 4 against the Giants. Padres need a win today to secure the series victory. And I feel like this is a crucial game, not just because I have the Padres in a fat little parlay that I'm putting down, but because I think the Padres need this heading into this Dodgers series. Do you have the score of the Dodgers game right now?
It is currently 5-1 LA.
Okay, so Dodgers are going to remain a game 1 up over the Padres.
Not necessarily. They've blown some big leads in
and
the series.
Is Colorado. Who knows what could happen there in the later innings. But say the Dodgers win this. They remain 1 game up on you with a win today. They go 2 games up on you with a loss today for the Padres. Padres need some good mojo heading into the weekend at Petco Park against the Dodgers. You feel like it almost needs to be a complete 180 from what we saw a weekend ago at Dodger Stadium. The Padres, we talked about this with Coach, their mentality, it felt like going into the series against the Dodgers flipped from what was working. They had won 14 of 17 going into that game. They were 14-3, which matched the start that they had it this year. The 2 best runs they've gone on all season. This one got interrupted by a sweep to the Dodgers. You can't let it happen again. You can't let the division slip any more out of your hands. This is a huge weekend coming up for the Padres, who I believe, if they are able to win the division, have a legitimate shot at a World Series. But don't make it tough on yourself. You have a shot to not have to be in a wild card situation. It's not going to happen if you get swept by the Dodgers again.
Totally, and you have to. This is why it's like you gain a game on the Dodgers, which is great and all. But we saw this play out last week. You have to actually go beat them. You have to actually go hit them in the standings where it hurts. And it feels like, watching this Dodger team, they're not an invincible team. This is not like the team has a lot of problems. There's problems, not injuries, like Coach said, is a massive thing for the Dodgers. We're being honest. The bullpen will just get better by health, but the bats have not been there. Mookie and Freddie have had a down season for them. It feels like Shohei only hits home runs or he doesn't get on. Like Will Smith has probably been the best player for the Dodgers. They had some serious outfielding issues with Teoscar Hernandez this week and really the whole season. So this is not an invincible team, but that's, I think, what makes it more frustrating is when you see that there are cracks in the armor, but they still can't take advantage of it. They have an opportunity this weekend. They can't get the tiebreaker, but you still can. Because if you lose a series to the Dodgers this weekend,
it's probably done.
It's done. No, if they win 2 or 3,
not mathematically, but I would say it's probably
because
done.
they're going to have a tiebreaker.
Right.
So you have to win 2 or 3 to really be serious about an NL West.
All right, let's get some shout outs here real quick. Kristen on YouTube today saying Tatis Jr. is very athletic in our conversation we had earlier with Coach. Dave, what's up, Dave? Good to hear from you, man. He says, I got Chelsea Gray lower for 1.5 3-point shots because, she's not shooting buckets. So Dave is going in for his own long shots. Dave also saying, let's go, Sammy. Tyler saying, Sammy's big shot rolling in a limo.
Tyler.
Dude, that was crazy.
That was unbelievable.
I was not expecting that. I don't know if you knew about it beforehand.
Yeah, I told you.
You said something the other day. I was like, who the hell said anything about a limo?
So he had a Coors Light. I was like, well, there's like free alcohol here, so I think we had to have a little tequila.
Yeah, you just went straight tequila right off the jump. That is a 23-year-old decision.
Tyler has a great text. Fletch, you could feel comfortable picking the Cards anytime they play the Niners, but I guess week 1 works too. Tyler,
shut up,
you,
Tyler.
100%, Tyler.
Tyler, get off the YouTube stream.
Tyler, I'm with you.
I like this from the 858. Fletch, you need to hit the pool for a sunset Mai Tai. I like a Mai Tai. I really do. 858, I will never forgive you guys if you pick the Cardinals over the Saints week 1, because FYI, my Saints will be the best
For
team
the first
in the
2
league
weeks.
through the first 2 weeks. That did happen a couple years ago. Remember Derek Carr had like 400 passing yards?
Rashid Shaheed was leading the NFL.
Was that last year?
Was it last year?
It might have been 2 years ago.
2 years
I don't
ago.
remember.
Okay, but I know that's our resident Saints fan. And, like, who's starting? Is it Tyler Shucks?
Seriously, Spencer Rattler?
If Tyler Shucks
Are we going to get bit by the Rattler this year?
If Tyler Shucks beats Kyler Murray in week 1, we're going to have a massive problem, and it will be a very bad Monday on air if we lose our survivor off that.
All right, Sammy and I are both in Las Vegas, meaning someone has to be home to run the board. His name is Big Marsh. Big Marsh is back there running the board. What do you got for us, Big Marsh?
Hey, it's a great day to have a great day in America's finest city. And I want to know, did you guys do the hangover with the blackjack? Would you guys suit it up like Rain Man did, or the hangover?
No, in fact, I wore exactly what I wore to work yesterday.
I got to be honest,
shorts and a t-shirt.
I didn't say this to Fletch, but I was a little disappointed at the fit coming down.
What were you wearing?
I had a nice black pants on with a nice shirt. I will post it. I was like, in Vegas, you're supposed to dress up. Look, Marshall understands this.
I brought a backpack with 2 shirts
in it. You were
it.
wearing some stuff. I was like, that is not appropriate for a Vegas table.
So it was a Travis Matthew shirt, which is a very high-end.
Okay, this is a nicer outfit than you wore last night. And this is not saying much.
I look great right now. This is a nice shirt.
So you're saying, Fletch, you didn't choose the thug life. The thug life chose you?
Thank you, Marshall. Yes, I appreciate it.
You don't have to be nice to him.
I am a thug. You heard it here first. Marshall, Big Marshall on the mic just called me a thug, Sammy. So, you
see, if Marshall was here, Marshall and I would have been 3-piece suits, absolutely just ready for the table.
Armani.
Some cufflinks.
All I brought was a small backpack with like 2 outfits in it, and the big outfits weren't going to fit. All right, Marsh, it's time for the big 3. So let's smash that button.
Your lunch break is here. Ready to go back to the office and knock the socks off your friends? Coworkers? It's time for the top stories of the day. The Big 3.
All right, Sammy, where are we going for hours? We're going to the MLB, but we're not going to talk about the Padres and Dodgers. Okay, we're going to talk about what team is not being talked about enough. Can be from the AL, can be from the NL, or can be from the NL. What team do you think is a real dark horse to win this whole thing that is not the Dodgers or the Padres?
So I feel like over the last couple of weeks, we've started to talk about the Brewers a lot. Rightfully so. They've been the hottest team in baseball. Now, they have struggled against the Cubs. They're winning right now, but what's this series been, Sammy? Do you know off the top of your head? The Cubs have won a couple of these.
The Cubs have won the first 3.
Okay, so this is the final game of this series. So the Brewers starting to cool off a little bit. I do think the answer is the Cubs here. Look, we talked about them a lot at the beginning of the year, right? But then with the success that the Brewers have had in their division, it's almost been forgotten about the Cubs. They still have that lineup and that pitching rotation that can go out and win a World Series. I'll take the Cubs all day.
I like the Cubs in that it was the team that was not talked about because they were a loser at the deadline. And
right.
they probably are still a loser because the bullpen is a problem.
This is a 73-54 team, though.
Well, they won 2 out of 3 series against the Dodgers. They went 3-3 against the Padres. Like this team can hit the baseball. If the Cubs come undone, it's going to be because of the bullpen, but certainly the bats are there. And they're doing this against the Brewers with Pete Crow Armstrong really not playing well. Now, I'm going to go with Philadelphia, and this is just because even though Philadelphia just lost Aaron Nola, which is a big loss, and that's something that probably takes them a hit, there is a reason they're only number 2 to the Dodgers in World Series odds. This is a team that you're not scared of the top of the lineup. Schwarber's unbelievable. Bryce Harper, Trey Turner. I mean, they just 1 through 9, they're complete. And the big thing heading into the trade deadline was they didn't have a closer. They had lost like 6 games on blown saves, something crazy like that. They have a really solid bullpen. It's just the closer spot wasn't handled. But getting Durant from the Twins is a big deal. And I'm going to throw another one in there. The Mets were awful for a 2-3 week stretch. The Mets are currently in that last wild card spot. The Mets are not a team that if I'm the Dodgers, if I'm the Padres, I want to play. Even though the Padres have had success against the Mets, again, we're talking about big names. Juan Soto, Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso. They probably upgraded their bullpen at the most at the deadline besides the Padres. So there's a lot going on there. All right, let's hit a college football real quick. College football.
This weekend, dude, it's here.
It is back. So we're going to have Kansas State and Iowa State ranked matchup going in Dublin on Saturday morning. Which is going to be fantastic. But we're going to the SEC versus the Big Ten. So the Big Ten has won the college football playoff each of the last 2 seasons. Ohio State last year, Michigan the year before. Does the SEC still have a claim to be the best conference in all of college football? And do they have to win a championship this year to do that?
Am I the only one that's kind of sick of the SEC? Like, I'm kind of okay.
Everyone's sick of the SEC.
The coverage that they get from ESPN is a little bit nauseating. It always has been, but it feels like it's hit a fever pitch lately with the excuses that has been made for the SEC. I am absolutely fine if they get downgraded. They have a ton of pressure on them, sure, but I think most of the country wants them to fail, which is why that pressure's on them. You know what I mean? I think the Big Ten taking over that is a good thing for college football in kind of a bad situation for the general college football fan, who I think the two super conferences is going to hurt us eventually. But for right now, Big Ten's more likable.
Well, there's tons of pressure because if you're the SEC, you ran your mouth for years about how you're only the real college football conference. College football starts and stops at the SEC. Well, now you're seeing you don't win the title the last 2 years. Look at the rankings. Texas is one with the SEC. Penn State's 2. Ohio State's 3. Most of the top 10 is filled up with Big Ten teams. Oregon's in there. Like, yes, Alabama's there, Georgia's there. But when they added Texas and Oklahoma, you thought that the SEC was going to continue dominance. But I mean, this is with the Big Ten with SC and UCLA not even performing. I mean, what happens if USC gets back to a rate where they're playing like the old USC, or Washington was just in a championship a couple of years ago? I mean, the SEC, it feels like, was going to be the it conference. I mean, Texas is their best shot, but they're counting on a guy who they haven't played before, Arch Manning, all signs pointing to him being elite. But it does feel like the tides have really turned, and the Big Ten has now become the it conference. And it's fun to watch because the SEC, Nick Saban's not there anymore. Who knows if Alabama's still going to be a juggernaut going forward? We won't know. All right, let's go back to the NFL. So Lamar Jackson avoids a serious injury yesterday, and he was held out of practice again today, but is going to be fine per John Harbaugh. Do the Ravens have the most pressure of them of any team in the NFL heading into next season?
I'll stay consistent with this, and I'll keep it consistent. It is the Ravens and the Bills with an equal amount of pressure because both of them have such a similar situation over the last few years. Lamar Jackson, obviously, still with a ton to prove. He's been the MVP. He's been, quote-unquote, the best player in football multiple years now, but he has not gotten over the hump that is Kansas City. This is very much Peyton Manning's Colts when Tom Brady was dominating. This is very much all of the teams in the NFL when Joe Montana was dominating. Somebody's got to get over the hump in the AFC. I do think one of these teams does it this year. I don't know if it's the Bills or the Ravens, but one of these teams will get it done this year. And I'm sorry, Sammy, I know you have a lot to say about this, but we got to get to break. We can get Sammy's response on the other side. It is San Diego Sports 760. We are live from Las Vegas. And by the way, AM radio, we keep Vital Voices accessible, or at least we try to, so you can help. We need your help. Text AM to 52886 right now to support keeping AM radio in cars. Tell your member of Congress to pass legislation now and keep AM radio in cars. Standard message and data rates do apply. We will be back talking some NFL coming up next. We are live from CIRCA Las Vegas. Getting ready for CIRCA Millions and CIRCA Survivor, which Sammy and I are going to be entering into later today. We'll give you details on that. We're going to talk some NFL when we come back. It's San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app.
We are in Sin City. Live on San Diego Sports 760 from CIRCA Las Vegas as the Fletch Zone continues.
Yes, indeed. It's San Diego Sports 760. Ben Fletcher and Sammy Long with you till 2 o'clock. John and Jim will take over. Then the Padres just got going. So we're going to talk some NFL here. We'll keep you updated on the score if that's what you're interested in, but we are going to talk some football here. Sammy, we did just kind of leave that off a little bit at the end of the last segment. So I say that Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, equally pressurized heading into the 2025 NFL season. I could almost feel you rolling your eyes in the background while I was saying it. You have thoughts on this? Your microphone's off.
Oh, that's tough. It's hard to talk on the radio when your microphone's off. Yeah, I mean, no, they do have massive pressure on them. Obviously, I differ from you. I'm rolling with my guys, but I'm heading to the NFC. The Lions, I think, are a team that really is not being talked enough when we talk about pressure when it comes to this, because like the Lions have went from, we've been kind of talking about it all week. The Lions have went from that lovable, and they still are kind of the lovable underdog, but in terms of the first year, it was like just win a playoff game. That was the thing. And to their credit, they did. They beat the Rams and Tampa Bay, and then lost to Fletch's Niners in the NFC Championship game. But then last year, they were the favorite, and they got a little bit of a pass because the entire defense was hurt. I mean, and it is real. I mean, everyone has injuries, but their entire defense was destroyed, and then they get upset though by Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. I think they were 9.5, 10.5 point favorites going into that game, so still a massive upset. And then this year, it's like, are you going to get over the hump? Because you paid Amon-Ra, or you pay Aiden Hutchinson. Is Jared Goff the answer? Like, we could be talking, and I'm a big Jared Goff fan, but if they go one and done in the playoffs this year, or I see them making the playoffs, but if somehow they don't make the playoffs, like, are they looking for a quarterback? Because, and there's a lot of pressure on Dan Campbell too. Dan Campbell and Jared Goff, particularly Dan Campbell, because you lose both coordinators, and you lose your coordinator to your division rival in the Bears, who, for all it's been said, it's been a highly publicized training camp of that maybe the offense isn't running properly, but then they did look good in the preseason game. I mean, this is a division for the taking, and the Bears are certainly on the come. And if the Lions don't win this year, because it does feel like the NFC is wide open, the Eagles deserve to be the favorite, but then every other team after, it feels like there's a major question marks with each team. Maybe you don't believe in the Rams because the back injury to Stafford. Maybe you don't believe in the Niners because of Purdy. Do you think the Packers have enough on the outside? It feels like the Lions, this is really their season, and if they don't win it, I think you could see wholesale changes.
The Dan Campbell thing is absolutely fair, because this is the first year where I feel like we're going to tell what Dan Campbell is as an X's and O's guys, where in the past, he's had people to take care of that. He had a fantastic defensive coordinator in Aaron Glenn, maybe the best offensive coordinator in football in Ben Johnson. This year, we get to find out, a lot like Caleb Williams as a starting quarterback, what's it like when it's your show? This year, it's Dan Campbell's show. This year, it's Caleb Williams' show. All right, let's switch over real quick to staying in the NFL. Ben Solak, who writes for ESPN, has an awesome article up, and this is my type of stuff in NFL preseason. These are the conversations Sammy and I will be having later tonight at the Sportsbook. The most watchable teams in the NFL. Now, he does it very scientifically. He breaks it down by big plays, close games, star players, cool stuff, different things, all adding into watchability. Sammy, I think we take a look at Ben's list, Ben Solak at ESPN, and then we come up with our own little list that we'll deliver later in the show.
I like it.
But let's start from the bottom with Mr. Solak. And we got a couple minutes here that we can spend on this. And text us 70470. Start your message with team. Who is your most watchable team in the NFL heading into this year? Not your favorite team, most watchable team. At the very bottom of the list, this is already off to a bad start for Ben Solak. He has the Cleveland Browns. I find them highly watchable this year, not because it's going to be good, but because they are fascinating heading into this year. So his reasoning, he says, no, thank you. Well, actually, I'll watch the first Shador Sanders start. Look, I feel similarly to that. Everyone's going to be watching Shador's first start. But is there a team that's had more drama this offseason than the Cleveland Browns? That's fascinating.
Well, in terms of this year, but if Shador is playing, I mean, if you're talking about Joe Flacco out there, the team is devoid of talent. It feels like the same thing. The Browns were kind of the sexy up-and-coming team a few years ago when they had, obviously 3-4 years ago, they had Baker and that defense was on par. But, it's interesting storylines. I don't know how much fun they're going to be on the field, but in terms of storylines, I'm with you on that.
All right, so let's head over to the top of the list. By the way, Saints are down there at the bottom. Kansas City Chiefs at number 30.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
Do you feel personally attacked by that?
No. I understand what he is saying.
He's about to say winning is boring sometimes.
Well, no, I'm saying the way the Chiefs have played the last couple seasons, and Fletch knows this from playing in the Super Bowl, it's very dink and dunk. It hasn't been if you're comparing in terms of watchability, the Chiefs of the last couple seasons,
it's death by a million cuts.
Right, to the Tyreek Hill, Kareem Hunt, Kelsey, that was electric. I mean, that was like greatest show on turf.
That was the Golden State Warriors the first year with the Splash Brothers really taking it over.
I mean, outside of, me being a fan, no, it hasn't been the most exciting offense to watch the last couple of years. So I don't actually have a problem with that. I think it's actually going to change this year because the receiving core has gotten better, but I don't have an issue with that at all.
I thought his top 10 was actually awesome. Green Bay Packers at 10. Jordan Love is fun to watch, whether you love him or you hate him. Jordan Love is an electric football player. He's got a big arm. He's mobile. I think that they're a very, very fun team to watch. Josh Jacobs last year was electric as well. Las Vegas Raiders. Now, this becomes even more so if Trey Hendrickson actually ends up with the Raiders. Do you see that rumor starting to swirl around a little bit more yesterday?
Yeah.
So I kind of threw that out there as I would like to see him go there a few days ago. And now all of a sudden it actually has some steam. So I don't know if someone was just listening to us and ripped that, Sammy, but
we'll take credit for it.
Max Crosby and Trey Hendrickson on the same defensive line. That's a problem. The Raiders all of a sudden become serious contenders. But Raiders at 9, Jags at 8. I don't love that one. Trevor Lawrence hasn't exactly had a wow factor.
I like
yet,
that one a lot, actually.
but I like it because of Travis Hunter. I think they had a wow draft pick this year.
In terms of their offense, though, I mean, you're going to have Hunter and Thomas. We're assuming Hunter can play, which I think all signs point to him being able to. If they can play, and like everyone's forgetting how good Trevor Lawrence was the first couple years of him there, and I get it. He has a little bit of expectations the last couple years, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, what is the Jags giving him? But the Jags ownership has been horrible. This should be a pretty exciting offense to watch.
I'm excited to see Trevor Lawrence get some consistency. Hopefully Liam Cohen stays there for a few years because it feels like it's been a rotating door. It started with Urban Meyer and then Doug Peterson.
Urban Meyer.
Do you remember that?
That?
Kicked the kicker?
Yeah.
Urban Meyer's crazy, dude.
And he was running that thing like Ohio State.
Was not a good college football coach. Their top 3, by the way, Detroit Lions, Baltimore Ravens, and the number 1 overall team, Washington Commanders. For watchability, I can't argue with any of those. That feels like a pretty good list. Outside of maybe a couple of Ers and Oz there. Browns at the bottom. I feel like Saints and Titans should both be at the bottom.
Texas 70470. Start your message with team. Who you think is the most watchable? We got a few texts rolling in right now in terms of that.
We'll get to them on the other side, and Sammy and I will give you our most watchable teams in the NFL. That's next. It's San Diego Sports 760 live from the CIRCA in Las Vegas. Sammy's going to tell you all about CIRCA Millions and CIRCA Survivor coming up in just a minute. Coming up next, back to the most watchable NFL teams we go. It's San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app.
Everybody, you got till September 6th at 2 p.m. to get on out to CIRCA. Fletch and I are here right now. They've been treating us so well. I mean, limo, we're sitting here in one of the ballrooms. This is just absolute amazing experience. Got a whole outside sports book with all the pool and everything. I mean, anything you possibly want is right here on Fremont Street. You can win up to $21 million in prizes playing CIRCA Million or CIRCA Survivor. Let me talk about CIRCA Survivor first. CIRCA Survivor is just a survivor pool, except you're playing it with CIRCA. It's $1,000 entry, so you can go all in the 1,000 yourself, or you can go 100 a pop with 10 of your friends. This is the exciting way to go. You pick one team each week. Fletch and I were talking about, we're thinking about maybe the Cardinals against the Saints week 1. I know that sounds crazy, but you want to save some of the best teams in the NFL for later on in the season. Looking at CIRCA Million, though. CIRCA Million, you went up to $6 million. So that one is you pick 5 games against the spread each week. The fun one about that one is you don't have as much pressure each week because you feel like over the season you're going to get it back against Circa Million. So maybe it's some week one picks for me. I'm liking the Jags -3 at home against the Panthers. I'm a big fan of that one. Titans +8 to Denver. I mean, I get it. Denver's going to be a good team this year, but Bo Nix really going to cover that spread. I don't know about all that. Ravens, I'm loving that +1.5 against Buffalo. I think they get revenge for last year's playoff game. Vikings Bears, the Monday night special. Minnesota +2.5 at home. Division game. I'm liking the plus money, especially week one. And of course, I'm rolling with my Chiefs -3.5 against the Chargers in Brazil. Win your money now with CIRCA. This sport is sponsored by eBay. The Dodgers are currently up on the Colorado Rockies 7-2. The Padres recently just got underway against the Giants. Dylan Cease is on the mound for the Padres, while Justin Verlander is going for the Giants. Swapping out your tires, there's nothing like it with eBay. You find the feel you're looking for, from smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need at prices you'll love. eBay, things people love.
We're live from CIRCA Las Vegas on San Diego Sports 760. Now let's get back to the Fletch Zone.
Yes, indeed, live from CIRCA Las Vegas. This is the Fletch Zone. Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long with you till 2 o'clock today. John and Jim will take over then from back in San Diego. I am excited to always get back to San Diego. The Las Vegas air kind of kills me, man, but this place is awesome. CIRCA Las Vegas on Fremont Street. If you are a sports fan, you got to check it out. All right, Sammy, I don't want to alarm anyone. I don't even really want to talk about it right now, but the lay is in play.
What, for your bet?
The lay is in play is all I'm saying.
Do you want to read your bet for everyone again?
We can talk about it, sure.
Because everyone wants to hear if Ben Fletcher's making money tonight.
Well, the Brewers-Cubs game is making me a little bit nervous, I'll be honest. I need them to stay under 6.5 runs. Right now they're at 5 total runs. Brewers are up 4-1. I do have the Dodgers winning as part of this. They're up 7-1 on the Rockies, and I have the Padres winning as part of this. They're tied up 0-0. We are in play right now to have an awesome night.
I like it. I should have tailed you on that. I got the Red Sox going tonight. Just a random game, a little plus money. I need them to come through against the Yankees.
We'll see. Can't wait for it, man. This is going to be a fun night out in Las Vegas. We'll keep you updated on our story at San Diego Sports 760 and at Fletch and Sammy. You can find us there. All right, NFL, what is the most watchable team heading into this year? Text line has a fun one. This is from the 949. The most watchable team is going to be the Bears. Once they get going on a streak, the team is looking good. Least watchable is for sure the Kansas City Chiefs, because that's not even a football team anymore. That is a soap opera. Look, you could talk about the Taylor Swift impact, and it is real. The most popular thing in the world right now is Taylor Swift's next album. She announces it on Travis Kelce's podcast. It does feel like there's been a sideshow surrounding the Kansas City Chiefs, and maybe a little overexposure with Travis Kelce to where people do get the automatic eye roll unless you're a fan of that team, which is usually the case with the Dallas Cowboys, and it still is, but it feels like the Chiefs have almost gone up a notch because, first of all, they've won, so everybody hates them already because of that, and then you attach something like a Taylor Swift to it, and you are going to get some eye rolls from people. Are you okay with that, Sammy?
Yeah, I'm okay. I mean, you don't hate winners. You know what I mean? Or you hate winners. You don't hate losers. Like there's a reason why everyone loves the Lions because they've never beat your team in the playoffs. So everyone's like, I don't. I get it. I get it. If you're not a Chiefs fan, you don't like him. Yeah, I mean, it's the soap opera does win though, so we'll take that.
All right, we're gonna do our most watchable teams right now. If you want to text the show 70470, start your message with team. Give us your most watchable team in the NFL 2025. I'll go a little top 3 for you. Number 3 is going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for me. Look, I think they're in a winnable conference. I think Baker Mayfield is instant entertainment. Mike Evans, we are watching a Hall of Famer in the final years of his career. I've been a big Mike Evans fan ever since his college days, but Mike Evans in the pros has just been the era of consistency. I am excited to see what the Bucs are this year, especially with that young running back. What's his name? Bucky Irving. The Bucs are fun to me in a conference or a division that they can win, and I actually think they can make a little bit of noise this year in the postseason.
Yeah, I like the Bucs. I mean, certainly, it's funny they are the team in the NFC.
They can put up like 40 points a game.
Well, also no one talks about them,
right?
And
because they don't have a fan base.
Well, I think it's just people don't believe in the upside of even though Baker, if you look at the stats, has been excellent. I think people worry about, is he really going to lead a team to the Super Bowl in the NFC? But that whole team is coming back. It's a solid team. They could be a handful in the NFC, and we have seen over the years. Maybe in an NFC that we keep talking about, how are they this? Is it the same? Is it the depth of an AFC? I don't think so. Maybe the Bucs can make a little bit of a run.
Number 2 team for me, Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson is just instant entertainment. Every time he touches the ball, it could be a 50-yard touchdown pass. It could be a 45-yard touchdown run for him. It could be a 45-yard touchdown run for Derrick Henry. I wish the Ravens would make a move. There's still a couple wide receivers out on the market that are available. Maybe go out and pick up an Amari Cooper, someone who makes Lamar Jackson's life a little bit easier. I would love to see that, but Ravens with Lamar Jackson is easily my number 2 most entertaining team in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, they're absolutely a track meet on there. And again, this is probably the most talented offense he's going to have. Lamar's had the whole set. I mean, Zay Flowers is back, but we'll see if Derrick Henry the time finally gets to him.
And number 1 for me is the Washington Commanders. I think Jaden Daniels, what he showed us last year, he is by far one of the more entertaining quarterbacks in the league. I think the confidence that he grew as it was coming down the stretch in the postseason last year, leading that team to an NFC championship game as a rookie, something that I believe only 2 other rookies have done, Brock Purdy and Ben Roethlisberger. It was cool to see what one person could do to switch around an entire franchise. And Jaden Daniels was able to do that last year. I'm excited to see what he does in year 2. I hope it's not a regression, but some pretty big names left off that list for me, Sammy. Lions, Bills, not even on it. You proud of me?
Yeah, well, neither those aren't on mine either.
Good.
My 3, I'm going to go Jacksonville at number 3. I'm really excited for the Jags this year. I just think they might win that division.
Number 3.
Trevor Lawrence, this offense is going to be through the roof. I'm telling you, Trevor Lawrence, Brian Thomas, Travis Hunter, people really have just went out on this team. People forget they were the Texans of a few years ago. They were the sexy pick that everyone was talking about that was going to break through. They had the big comeback on the Chargers. They took Kansas City to the mat in Arrowhead in a pretty tight game until the Chiefs pulled away at the end. So I'm excited for Jacksonville. I think that's a team in the AFC that's probably not getting enough love. No, I don't think the defense is going to perform up to snuff. And if Shad Khan could ever get a draft pick right, like mainly take Aiden Hutchinson over Trayvon Walker, I mean, this team could have been really good, but I do think they are going to be exciting. Number 2, I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons, Michael Penix, this was a guy at Washington who took his team to the championship game and lost to Michigan. They get rid of Kirk Cousins. It's kind of, you talk about a soap opera. I mean, last year, that was crazy. You signed Kirk Cousins to a 4-year, $180 million contract, and then you bench him halfway through. And then when you technically still had a shot to get a playoff spot, you bench him with 3 weeks to go and put Penix in. I mean, and he has all the tools. Like, you're talking about a guy who has pressure on him to perform immediately. I mean, you got Drake London there. You got everyone's favorite fantasy football player, Kyle Pitts. You got Bijan Robinson. So there's a lot of guys there where it's like, are they going to be able to come through and produce right away? And then my number 1, I'm actually agree with our texter 949. The Chicago Bears, I'm excited to see because there has been so much publicity about this team. You have Ben Johnson coming over. How much of this last year was Matt Eberflus? Only the Chicago Bears have a defensive-minded head coach for the number 1 overall draft pick, which is a quarterback with a franchise whose best quarterback might be Jay Cutler. I mean, that's what they do. They finally have an offensive-minded head coach. They got the offensive line right, the defensive line. Even though Caleb only had like single-digit interceptions last year, sacked at a career-high rate for a quarterback. I'm excited to see if that team gets going in a division that I don't think is as out of reach as a lot of people like to put it.
Honorable mention for me, Cincinnati Bengals, one of the best offenses in football, but that defense is hard to watch. And then my dead last team is going to be the New Orleans Saints. I think they're going to be awful this year. That's like a Thursday night game you might skip. All right, Marshall, back in studio, Big Marsh on the mic. You got a most entertaining team for the 2025 NFL season?
Yes, I do, but it's all for the wrong reasons. The Dallas Cowboys to watch them blow up and melt in front of everybody. No disrespect to the Cowboy fans, but they're going to be the most entertaining with all the drama, the young and the restless. It's crazy.
Okay. You can disrespect Cowboy fans.
Well, and Marshall, I like that. I'll tell you why, because everyone, it's fun to rip the Cowboys because it's the Cowboys. But if you look at them on paper, like this was a team that got devastated by injury last year. Like,
for sure.
Dak Prescott wasn't there. Trayvon Diggs wasn't there. Deron Bland was there. So there's a lot of guys. You add George Pickens to the offense, CD Lamb. So like it is interesting that we probably are maybe a little too out on the Cowboys now. That's all contingent on Micah Parsons actually playing, because if he's not there, that changes everything. But I do like it with that. I think they're even a little more entertaining than just the regular Dallas Cowboys entertaining.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think they should play the Dallas that soap opera music before their games instead of the NFL on Fox stuff.
Yeah,
or maybe just as a pregame show for Cowboys games, we all just watch America's Sweethearts, Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders on Netflix every single day. My wife loves that show. I'm actually a little nervous. My wife is becoming a Cowboys fan because of that show.
Really?
And I don't know that we could be in the same room on Sundays if that's the case, man. I really don't.
I thought the whole family was Packer fans.
She's a huge Packers fan. She has her Aaron Rodgers pink jersey that she wears every Sunday.
Do you think the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders even like the Cowboys? They're just getting paid for it?
Yeah, it's tricky because a lot of them are from California, actually. Like most of them, I watched way too much of this show.
Yeah, why do you know
Dude,
that?
I watched it too, Fletch, and I can neither confirm or deny it was entertaining.
Look, it's not a bad show. It really isn't. It's annoying that it's on my TV all the time, but it's not bad. But a lot of them are flying in and like working full-time jobs, and then at 7:00 going over to the facility because they don't get paid enough just being a cheerleader. I'm telling you, respect for these ladies. They work hard. Sammy, you don't know anything about that, man. These Cowboys cheerleaders, they work.
I just wonder how much time you have on your hands watching the Dallas Cowboys Sweetheart show.
Too much, I would argue.
I'm just a little concerned.
Yeah, I would be too. It's just on TV in my house when I'm doing everything else. All right, it's San Diego Sports 760. We're going to take a quick break here. Final chat of the day, live from CIRCA. Coming up next, we are honored to be here. We'll be here today and tomorrow. If you got any hot tips for us, hit them on the text line 70470. Start your message with team. We were playing craps last night. Didn't go well for us. Played roulette last night. Went very well for us. What should we be playing tonight? Let us know on the text line 70470. Start your message with team. We'll be right back after a quick break. You're listening to San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use promo code FLETCH. That's FLETCH. You're going to get a $50 bonus when you play your first $5 entry. Preseason football underway. College football almost here. Baseball season getting into the big stuff. Don't miss any of the action on Prize Picks. Download the app today. Use promo code FLETCH, FLETCH. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. It all feels right in the world, doesn't it? Now that we got football on our TV consistently, baseball's hitting the big swing. Saquon Barkley, Justin Jefferson, Manny Machado, they are all geared up for war. Are you? Download the Prize Picks app today. Use promo code FLETCH. Start taking advantage of those promotions, Taco Tuesdays, Flex Fridays, and even like today, randomly, I just got a fully guaranteed $20 lineup. That's what Prize Picks does, so check that inbox. Prize Picks, they also invented the Flex Play. So say you have a 3-player entry going, and only 2 of them hit. You still double your money on Prize Picks. It's not a loss. It is still a win, even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Play your first $5 lineup today. Get that $50 bonus only if you use promo code FLETCH. Download Prize Picks today, and you can run your game all season long on Prize Picks.
9, Sin City.
We're going to Vegas, Mike.
We're at Circa Las Vegas.
Live on the air.
Inside the Fletch Zone.
San Diego Sports 760 and our iHeartRadio Music Festival is back. 2 nights, 1 stage, T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, September 19th to 20th. Live performances from Bryan Adams, Ed Sheeran, Mariah Carey, Maroon 5, Sammy Hagar, and more. Buy tickets now at AXS.com. Get them now before they sell out. And while the world is listening on iHeartRadio, you could be there. 3 chances every weekday for you to win your trip for 2, plus $1,000 spending cash. Next chance to text and win is going to happen coming up at 5 o'clock right here on San Diego Sports 760. All the info at sportssd.com/festival. All right, Sammy, we did get a score in the Giants-Padres game. Giants up 1-0 on the Pods. Big series for them here, man. They got to close this thing out, win the series against the Giants, and then coming up tomorrow starts Dodgers-Padres round 2, this time in San Diego with a full house, hopefully, mostly Padre fans down at Petco Park. It's a big one.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a massive weekend, and I mean the Dodgers are up 8-2 right now. Now it is Colorado, so you never know, but looks like they're going to be splitting their series. They're down 1-0 right now. The offense can certainly make that up. I believe there's a runner on second, no outs, but I mean this is like that would suck. Like coming off yesterday, where you already lost a tiebreaker, knowing that you're going to need to just make up games. If the Padres were to lose today and the Dodgers were to win, that would be massively disappointing after looking at what happened yesterday, thinking like, hey, that's one game that you improved heading into the weekend. You also want some good vibes going on the weekend because, you know, it's always a hotly contested series. We were talking about with Coach Kentera earlier. There is a mental edge the Dodgers have as of right now, the last year, over the Padres. You don't want to be giving them even that mental edge, losing to the Giants team that really has no business being in the ballpark with you right now.
Not to mention, we got this text from the 619. Even if the Padres win the division, they'll still have to play in the wild card round. If they don't beat out the Brewers or the Phillies, which doesn't seem likely right now, they will play all 3 games of it at home. Big advantage, but they might not be able to get the bye. It's a great point, and it's kind of the trap that we fall into in San Diego, where if you're living and dying by every game the Padres play, you kind of forget about what's happening around the rest of the National League. Phillies having a hell of a year. Brewers having a hell of a year. Cubs having a really nice year, up to 74 wins. Padres, I believe, are 3 games back of the Phillies, somewhere in there in National League standings. So you're absolutely right. There is no guarantee, and you just kind of assume sometimes, but that's not correct.
Well,
and so if the Padres aren't doing that, it's huge to have 3 games at Petco. Still, obviously, worth fighting tooth and nail for. But just because you're beating out the Dodgers doesn't mean you're the top dog in the National League.
Well, totally. The Dodgers and Padres, whoever wins the division, as of right now, are still playing in the wild card round.
Right.
So it is easy to kind of think, you know, being in Southern California and San Diego, LA, it really felt like last year it was the Dodgers or the Padres who was going to make the World Series out of the NL, out of the Mets were making a run there. But like this year, we keep saying it. I mean, you could make a case for any team in the wild card and any division winner, and I don't think you could be called crazy. I mean, the Dodgers are the favorites right now. The Phillies are certainly. The Brewers aren't getting the respect maybe at the books, but on paper, they've smoked the Dodgers. They've smoked a lot. They're playing better than anyone. The Mets are nothing to sneeze at. It feels like this year it's not just Padres Dodgers. Like there is a case for all 6 teams. So to 619's point or 858's point, getting a 3-game series at Petco is a big deal because that and Philadelphia are the 2 biggest home field advantages in baseball.
SDFC back on the pitch Sunday afternoon. They got San Jose. You're going to hear the match live Sunday starting at 3:30 right here on San Diego Sports 760, your home for SDFC. Now, Sammy and I got 2 more days in Vegas. We're here at the beautiful CIRCA Hotel and Resort. Sammy, why don't you let everybody know a little bit about CIRCA Million and CIRCA Survivor, which I do believe we are entering into our CIRCA Survivor pool either today or tomorrow before we leave.
Yes, we are. So you have until September 6th at 2 p.m. So all you got to do, anyone listening to this right now, wherever you're at, you got to make it out to Vegas. You have to sign up in Vegas, but you don't have to make your picks in Vegas. They're going to hook you up with a proxy bettor where basically...
I actually saw a bunch of those guys running around the sports books today.
Right. So you don't have to worry about, it's not like, oh, if I don't know someone in Vegas or Nevada, I can't play. No, you can play. They're going to hook you up with somebody. It's $1,000 per entry, CIRCA Million, CIRCA Survivor. CIRCA Survivor is a survivor pool. You just pick one team each week. You try to outlast everybody. You can win up to $6 million in prizes. Or excuse me, CIRCA Survivor is $15 million in guaranteed prizes. And CIRCA Million is where you pick 5 games against the spread each week. That one you can win up to $6 million. We're very excited. I hope we go a ways in this because we're gonna be doing CIRCA Survivor and we will be taking. Should we be are we going to be asking for picks? We've had a lot of picks, people going other ways in the text line. Now, listen, I love our Saints listener, but when you lose credibility, we start telling me to bet on the Saints week 1. Okay, you know what I mean? Like I don't know if we can trust that with CIRCA Survivor.
Who's telling you to bet on the Saints?
We have a diehard Saints fan on the text line.
Right. Yeah, that's tongue in cheek, I think. Well, the Saints have been good to start the season off the last couple of years. By the way, I did misspeak. Sorry, I read the wrong line.
You misspeaking.
Yes, I did. SDFC playing against Portland this weekend in San Diego, not San Jose. That's my bad. Saturday night, 7:30. You can listen to the game here on San Diego Sports 760 and get out to Snapdragon Stadium. We just talked to Mikey Vadas yesterday. Great chat
Coach.
with Mike.
Coach was great.
And looking forward to see what this team does here as we're hitting the home stretch of the season, September and then October 13th, I believe. October 15th. No, October 18th is the final regular season game before the MLS Cup, which is going to be a lot of fun, man. Looking forward to seeing what happens here in San Diego. All right, that's about it for us today. First show in Vegas. Feel like that's a win. Let's see if we can go win at the tables, see if we can win at the sports book. We're having fun here in CIRCA. Follow along at Fletch and Sammy on Instagram. We'll update that story as we go today. Sammy, today's going to be a better day than last night, I promise.
Yes, sir. Thank you for everyone tuning in. Tyler, have a great rest of the day, everyone. You too.
All right, we're hitting the pool. We're going to go get some margaritas, perhaps. We'll see y'all tomorrow. John and Jim coming up next at San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. Big shout-out to Marshall running the board today. Appreciate you, Marshall.
Salute.
All right, we'll see everybody tomorrow. We're out. John and Jim next.